of real drama. Look, Peter, we think we've solved the problem here. We think that it was Harry Kane's knee that was just offside from the header before the goal that could have won it for Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happens to benefit the doubt. I used to like that.
That is long gone, my friend.
OK, I quite liked it in those days, but I'd have had about 10 or 15 chalked off. But, yeah, look, I can understand why Conte's so irate. You know, it's a huge moment for him, and, yeah, it's taken away.
OK, well, that was Tottenham very close indeed to making it through. They can still do it, of course, on the final match day. Meanwhile, elsewhere this evening, Barcelona, Rio out for the second successive season.
Yeah, I mean, in disarray, the club, all over the place, off the pitch, on the pitch, not doing too well either. So, difficult time for Barcelona fans.
Napoli, what an impressive Champions League campaign for them.
They look good, don't they? I'm excited to see how far they can go in the competition. This is probably, you know, every year they look strong, but this team, they look impressive.
Yeah, so a 3-0 win this evening for Napoli. A 3-0 win as well for Liverpool. Here are the goals that they scored this evening. Let's get the reaction of the Liverpool boss, Jurgen Klopp. He's talking to Des.
Jurgen, you through to the knockout stages. A very satisfying result, a very satisfying performance, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, from a specific moment, let me say we had a tough half an hour where Ajax made a lot of pressure and did really well, and we needed to defend with a lot of passion in these moments. And but that's fine. It's an away game in the Champions League. That's what can happen, and you have to get through these phases. We had obviously our chances as well, and then we scored a goal, which was absolutely exceptional, and have after that a situation which probably explains Bobby Firmino in a nutshell, because how he passed that ball. I think Darwin was surprised as well. But it was a great situation. We could have scored there 2-0 before half-time, would have been great. But then second half, he really had a good start, scored 2 wonderful goals and controlled the game from then on.
But Nunez did make amends for it. It was a fantastic typical centre-forwards finish. He was fighting off defenders.
Yeah. Really good game. Both directions. They've helped defending and was really played with a big heart today, and I like that a lot. And so hopefully we took him off early enough.
But what were you thinking in that first 20-30 minutes there? There must have been anxious moments there.
No, that's work. So we obviously changed system again a little bit. We had to. We thought it makes sense that it's rather diamond than a 4-3-3, so a bit closer with the thing. But it's new. Then again for the boys, and but we didn't want to have Darwin constantly on the wing. We wanted him more central, and that's why we set it up slightly differently. So, but it's normal then. They're a good football team. They're full of confidence always. Maybe they face Ajax is always full of confidence because they win all the league games, and poof, you think, okay, come on, let's play football. And then you have just to adjust, and that's what we did, and fine.
Kind of performance that lift everyone, a reaction from the weekend?
Yeah, no, we don't have to talk about it all the time, but it's clear. We are through the knockout stages, so I never will take that for granted. So it's a really big one, and yeah, really helpful as well for the club, important for everybody, important, and of course it gives a lift. But for tonight, 100%, we all feel great, exhausted but great, and now we have a few days' time to prepare for Leeds.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know, sometimes I think that we expect so much from these clubs that we forget what an achievement it is just to get out of the group stages of the Champions League. Look at the teams who've fallen by the wayside this season.
It's not easy. It's difficult. I mean, they're in a tough group as well, by the way. Ajax, the history that they're steeped in this competition, also with a really, really thriving and dynamic Napoli team as well. So it's a difficult group. But they've got through with a game to spare, and that's always good. You can then rest some players as well. But like you said, get to the Premier League at the weekend, it'll be a different story, different opposition, asking different questions of his team, and they've just got to find that rhythm and that consistency to gain momentum before the World Cup comes.
Yeah, home games are important for them. That's what they've got next, and that does make a difference, I think, for Liverpool at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially with Van Dijk in the team. I think he's unbeaten at home at Anfield in God knows how many games now. So yeah, at home they're a fortress, aren't they? So they're difficult to beat there, and for Klopp, that's the type of games that he's going to want to come to get that consistency back, and the fans. I think the fans really help this Liverpool team. Yeah, well, they'd love a home win in the league, wouldn't they? But let's talk about a man up front today, Darwin Nunez. Just give us an idea of the striker's mindset when things don't go your way. And what did you used to do if you were like him, sitting in the dressing room at half-time thinking?
How did I not score that chance?
No, listen, you're asking the right man. I went through it. I was, well-documented drought when I first went to Liverpool. But what I will say, he's in the best place in the world. If he is struggling for maybe a lack of confidence at times, the fans will always be behind him. There's plenty of other fans that be so quick to turn on a striker that costs that amount of money. You can see he's working hard. I think Klopp, waxed lyrical about how hard he worked for the team defensively and offensively. And the best thing about tonight was he missed a gilt-edged chance, let's be honest. And then he bounced back and he scored a fantastic header. And he's obviously working hard for the team, and he'll get his rewards.
Crouchy, do you need your teammates in them situation? Do you need because you see your teammates giving you like a clap, you miss a chance, they're clapping, come on, like giving him a G up. Can that be taken as like? Not that they're laughing at you, but it's just like a token gesture, or do you need your teammates?
You know what? I think with him, I think everyone can see he's working hard. That was a similar situation to me. Like, we just won the Champions League when I signed. Could have signed anyone in the world. Then all of a sudden I'm a striker and I haven't scored, for
how many
for
games?
ages.
18 games.
It was 18, Rio. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. But you know what? Any other club, I swear by this, any other club would have, handed you out after 5 or 6 games. But Liverpool and the fans stuck by me, and as they'll stick by him, and he'll come good because of that.
I think they do that, Liverpool fans, though. When they have honest players that want to work hard, that show a little bit of passion for the badge and the club, they'll always stand by you. Having played them myself, that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, special.
What did you all think of his performance generally tonight? Because I think we shouldn't dwell too much, although the miss was a glaring one. That can happen, right? We're talking about that much between the goal and not a goal. But what about his general play, the way he links up with the rest of his teammates? What did you think of it?
I think there was good and bad. I think there was moments where you're scratching your head as to what was he thinking there. But then there's moments where you think, do you know what, one of the things that stands out for him? He's always trying to get in there, though. He's always working hard. His head never goes down. He's tenacious. He wants to graft. He wants to fight, which is a plus you definitely want on your side. I don't think he's ever going to be the cleanest of strikers. But I think he's going to be an effective striker in the long run. I think he'll be an effective striker who scores goals at his football club. Because I think as a defender, I think he'd be one that's hard to play against. Because he'll ask you questions all games. He might not be one that's silky and might not be one that takes you into areas and embarrasses you with bits of skill, but it will make you go out there and go, I've had a hard day's work here.
It's confidence. When I think once that comes, once he gets 2 or 3 goals on the trot and, gets himself into this side properly, I think he'll go on a good run of games, good run of goals, and I think it'll be a real success.
Also, I think Erling Haaland has slightly changed the rules as well when it comes to new players arriving in the Premier League. We expect instant success now because that's what he's had. But he's a young player who's come from a different league, come to one of the biggest football clubs in the world with incredible expectation. But also he's a work in progress at the age he's at, and that's why Jurgen Klopp went for him, because he wants to work with him and wants to improve him.
Yeah, I mean, Haaland is a beast. If we talk about him, I think they're completely different strikers right now in terms of where they're at. I think if you look at the way Haaland moves and his intelligence within the box, it's far better at this stage of his career than Núñez. But I think that certainly his attitude to want to get in the box and do the right thing is there, I think, and you can work with that as a coach. I think if you've got that in you, that desire to want to get in the box and score goals, you can work with those little movements to try then link him with the likes of Salah, with the likes of Firmino up front. And so when Jota's back. So I think it's just finding a way of suiting his style of play. His attitude is correct. I think he's got a great attitude, both with and without the ball. But now it's just about working with him a little bit, because you saw at times there his runs into the box, although getting there was just erratic and no really thought process in those movements inside the box.
Yeah. OK. Right, just a quick reminder that there's lots more European football to enjoy. Tomorrow evening, it's match day 5.